Hi, my name is Paola, and today I'm going to show you how to make a pineapple supreme layer cake. First, you have to make your pineapple powder. First, in a food processor, add 1.2 ounces of freeze-dried pineapple. And pause it until it turns into a fine powder. I made the pineapple powder. Add the pineapple powder into a small bowl. Reserve 2 teaspoons of the pineapple powder for the frosting. You can make your pineapple cake batter. First, in a medium-sized bowl with a cake sifter, add 2 1/4 cups of white cake flour. Then you add 1 ounce of pineapple powder. Then you add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Sift the dry ingredients into this medium-sized bowl and stir the dry ingredients together until combined. Then in the small bowl, and since I'm using cane flour, you're going to add 3/4 cup of heavy whipping cream in room temperature and 3/4 cup of pineapple juice in room temperature. Then add 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Then you add 1 teaspoon of butter extract. Then add 2 teaspoons of pineapple extract and a couple drops of yellow food coloring. Now mix the wet ingredients together until combined. In a large bowl, add 1 cup, 2 sticks of unsalted butter softened in room temperature, and 1 1/2 cups of white granulated sugar. Beat the butter and sugar together on a medium speed until the mixture gets nice and light and fluffy. Now crack 4 large eggs at room temperature until butter and sugar mixture one at a time. And beat it into it until combined. Repeat the steps. Now add 1/2 cup of the cake flour mixture into a cake batter one at a time, and 1/3 cup of the pineapple cream mixture into a cake batter one at a time, and beat them into it on a medium-low speed until combined. Repeat the steps. Made the pineapple cake batter. Add and divide the pineapple cake batter into 2 greased 9-inch round cake pans. Spray around it as evenly as possible. Now place the pineapple cakes into a preheated 325-degree oven and bake them for 30 minutes. Remove the pineapple cakes out of the oven oven at 325 degrees for 30 minutes. And let them cook completely for about 2 to 3 hours. You can make your pineapple meringue frosting. First, after you separated 3 large eggs at room temperature, add 3 large egg whites at room temperature, and 2/3 cup of white granulated sugar. Now stir them together until combined. Place the egg whites and sugar mixture over the top of a medium-sized pot of simmering water and stir this continuously or until the egg whites reaches 120 degrees Fahrenheit for about 3 to 5 minutes. Now remove the egg whites and sugar mixture out of the pot and place it onto a towel. Then add 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar and stir into it until combined. And let the egg white mixture cool for about 10 minutes. Now add the cooled egg whites and sugar mixture into a stem mixer with a wax attachment and beat it for 5 to 8 minutes or until the egg white mixture reaches stiff peaks. The egg white mixture reached stiff peaks. Now add 1/2 cup, 1 stick of unsalted butter softened at room temperature, and 1 cup of confectionery sugar. And beat them into until combined. Now add 1/2 cup, 1 stick of unsalted butter softened at room temperature, and 1 cup of confectionery sugar into the frosting. And beat them into it on a medium-low speed until combined. I have a stick of unsalted butter softened at room temperature, 1/2 cup of confectionery sugar, then add 1/2 teaspoon of pineapple extract, and then add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then add 1/2 teaspoon of butter extract, and if you like, add just a tiny little sprinkle of salt to bring out all the flavor. And beat them into frosting until combined. Now add 2 teaspoons of pineapple powder and a couple drops of yellow food coloring into the meringue frosting to make it yellow. And beat them into it until it turns yellow. Made the pineapple meringue frosting and it turned yellow. Add a small amount of the pineapple meringue buttercream frosting onto the bottom layer of the cake. And spread around it as even as possible. Add the second layer of cake on top. And add a small amount of the pineapple meringue buttercream frosting on top of the cake. And spread along the top and onto the sides of the cake. Now add all the pineapple meringue buttercream frosting on top of the cake. And spread along the top and onto the sides of the cake. Now place the pineapple supreme layer cake into the refrigerator to chill for at least 30 minutes. Now here is the final presentation of the pineapple supreme layer cake. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.